Yellow. But it's a stream? Yeah. It sure is a stream here today. Hello everybody, hello, and welcome. Hold on, let's go to the booth. Ooh. Haha. Good day, one and all. Hope you're doing well, whether you're watching live or later. Hi, I'm back. We took an impromptu, unplanned break last week, but I'm back today to do a stream. We're not doing Final Fantasy 14 today, though. I don't have that in me right now. So yeah, hey everyone. Hope you're doing all right. Hope you had a good weekend. I had a pretty all right weekend. Oh. And yeah, I figure we'll hang out and chat, and there's some stuff I can play as well, and so on. But yeah, I don't know. I have a vague plan today. But I should probably, I don't know. I might do this again later, or I might put this somewhere, but I should just what's the way to phrase it? Just say, you know, I have some stuff to talk about in regards to the channel and my priorities and all of this stuff. Everything is fine. I don't want people to worry about stuff. It's all fine. Everything is fine. But man, it's been hard this last little while. So yeah, I took an unplanned break last week, and without getting into too much about why, let's there was a sort of, I'm dealing with some stuff at the moment, and we're in a process of figuring it out and what is actually going on, and you know, and so on. Everything seems to be fine for now, but there's some stuff that's up in the air, and it's, yeah, sent me into a bit of a spiral last week, so I ended up not doing any streams. So I thought I just need to, yeah. Everything is fine. I feel fine. I am fine physically. It just, yeah. There's a potential issue, and I spiraled about it, and now we're here. So yeah, that's why there were no streams last week. Yeah. And hopefully everything's going to be all right, but I don't know. That's the thing, is you know, it should be able to sort it out, but yeah. So yeah, yeah, and man, I've just been thinking as well about what we're doing here, and and it's not like there's nothing drastic or anything like that, but man, I think this week I still want to take it fairly easy, and not like, I don't know why, but I mean, I kind of know why, but like 14 at the moment, playing through Final Fantasy 14, I'm enjoying it, but it's like, you know, oh, I need a break every now and then. Hey, it's a cat card. Hello, welcome in. Hello. I hope you're doing well, cat card. You're a mod? Wait, when did that happen? We probably did that. Sure. You know what? I mean, if you would rather not have that vague and not really enforced responsibility, I can take that away from you. I don't mind. It's up to you. I don't mind. I have no strong feelings one way or the other. Yeah, honestly. Yeah. Ali. Welcome back. Welcome aboard. Someone's got to kick the spam bots. Oh god, did someone come and yelling to bait me? They probably did. Be a while ago though. Most of the things we have to deal with are just spam bots these days. And that's not as bad as it used to be either. Back in my day. Oh. So yeah, I was gonna mention just at the top of the stream that, you know, wokeism and I don't remember this. Maybe they just got yeeted so quickly that I just didn't see it. I don't remember this, but yeah. That's crazy. But yeah, so yeah, dealing with some stuff at the moment, so streams might be a little bit up and down depending on how things are going. And yeah. I was feeling up to stream this week, but like playing 14 at the moment, it requires a lot of like a little bit of cognitive load. It's like I can't just switch off my brain and play it. And that's not a criticism of it, it's just not that kind of game. And I can switch off my brain and play a bunch of other games. I don't know, it's just how my brain works. So yeah, I am thinking about, yeah, just things might be up in the air. And there's also a part of me that, like, not for like this week because I'm probably still taking it easy, but I'm also kind of like, I don't know, I might also just, aside from that, need a break from 14 for a bit, and I kind of want to just go, you know, we've been doing the, it's not that I want to rush to get the Final Fantasy Gauntlet over with, not at all, but I'm like, I'm kind of eager to get started on 16, which is coming up next, because we were 15 and then back to 14 and then 16. Yeah, I think it's more than a year of Final Fantasy. It's more than I don't want to think about how much more it is, but it's more than that. Yeah. But I kind of want to maybe, well, 2 years, 2 years. Yeah, I want to jump over to 16 and get started on that. So I might do that for the next set of streams. Oh. Yes, 16. Well, 16. I know 16 is intense. I don't know. I'll see how I feel about it next week. I think I'll be all right. I do think so. I just needed to I'm getting myself out of the spiral, and so on. Yeah, and you know, if it proves to be too much, then we can always put a pin in it and come back to it. I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. Yeah. Yeah. And man. Leo Kennedy. Oh yeah, everyone's getting big into RE9. Biscuit to butter and bacon to juicy. Man, I am not. That was not something I considered too strongly for when I was thinking about the Retro Gauntlet before deciding on Final Fantasy. But Resident Evil is another series that I have not played. Except, like, was it Umbrella Chronicles for the Wii? And I played, like, a little bit of it. It was, like, a secondhand thing from a friend of mine. And I played a bit of it and didn't enjoy it. No, wait, I tell a lie. When I played some RE5, I remember getting frustrated at parts with Chris Redfield in them. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah. Yeah, if you're just doing the main numbered titles, it's a lot shorter. But do you play the originals and the remakes, or do you only play the remakes? Yeah, they are different games. Yeah. That's what people keep asking about, like, are you going to do 7 Remake? I'm like, I actually don't know, but I'm not committing myself to that because that's a lot. There's a lot of other games as well. Well, yeah, you got, what is it? Remake, Rebirth, Remake, Rebirth, and Matrix Reloaded. Because that's the other thing, like, are you going to play the 7 Remake? And it's like, it's 3 games. It's 3 games. And I already played 7. The thing that actually does interest me about the 7 remakes is that it's not, from what I have gleaned, it's not just a case of, like, you know, a remake for a modern audience. It is in conversation with the original work, if that makes sense. Yeah, some kind of pseudo sequel. Like, it is actually, it's in conversation with the original. That makes me kind of think, oh, that could be interesting. But yeah, we'll see. Hey, you. It's set in Australia. I knew it. Yeah. Need a finished plot. Oh, man, you would have thought they would have fixed that from the original. Nah. I mean, I wonder if they'll have a resolution this time, or they'll just have the meteor crashing down and then it'll fade to white and then some sort of vignettes at the end. Platformer or something? Ah, man, I don't know. Inside of a year. I don't know. So yeah, like right now. So right now. Yeah, so right now we're going from. Yeah, going to Final Fantasy 16. And then what? I don't know. Because I've also been thinking, like, you know, just run it back with another Retro Gauntlet afterwards. But there's a whole bunch of other things that I might want to do. But I mean, all right. Well, let's get slightly real about things. Because this is also something I've been thinking about with this coming up, like the end of the Final Fantasy Retro Gauntlet. Oh, I played a bunch of Stardew Valley Human, so much. It was my go-to, like, chill game for a long time, and I stopped playing it because I'd done it all. But anyhow, yeah. Okay, so yeah, with the end of the Gauntlet coming up, with 16 coming soon, and there's a whole bunch of other Final Fantasies I still want to play that are not technically part of the 1 through 16 lineage. But with that coming up, I have been thinking, like, because we've been here on the stream for a long ass time, a really long time. And I think, I don't know, I don't know, something might have to change, or I might want to just reorient my priorities, and that might mean streams look a little different at different times or at different sorts of things. I don't know when this is you know, stick to the current like format and schedule until that's done, and then when it's done I might need to just reorganize things, I suppose. You know, I think that's what I've been thinking about as well. It's like, when we're done with Final Fantasy, I don't know. That's the thing, listeners. I don't know. We've been here for a long time, at least 105 months. Thank you. Yeah, because I've always operated by a simple rule when it comes to the streaming. which is that for no matter how, yeah, exactly, I keep doing it as long as it keeps being fun, no matter how, like, it all fluctuates. It fluctuates a lot, or it can do, you know. Sometimes you're up, sometimes you're down, sometimes it's going better, sometimes it's not, you know. There's not really much you can do about that. Like, you really can't. And yeah, so far so good. It has kept being fun. It just might be time to reorganize my priorities and think about it differently, which doesn't mean necessarily like stop, because that would be, I don't know, I don't think I want to do that. But it might just mean reorganizing things. I don't know what it means, basically. At the moment, I don't know what that means. I don't know what that looks like. But it's something I've been thinking about with this coming up. Yeah. Big thinky thonk for a moderate period of time. Exactly, yeah. And yeah, the world is a different place than it was in let's say 2015. I think that's a sort of rough date of when it started. I don't know, maybe early. It depends when I consider starting, like, I don't know. But the internet is certainly a very Twitch is a very different place than it was back then. And yeah, to be pretty real about it, it is a much less friendly place to creators than it used to be. Like, shit's bad in a lot of ways, everybody. And it's hard. It's yeah. I think that's part of it. It's just that it is everything makes it hard to do to do this in the same way. Just because it just makes it more difficult. Takes up, you know, so much going on. So yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I'm explaining it very well. To be fair, I also didn't get much sleep last night, but that has more to do with like phone, like nuisance calls, phones ringing off the hook early this morning, which I didn't need, and then I tried to go back to sleep and it didn't. Anyway, that has more to do with that than anything else. So that doesn't help. But yeah. So I don't know, it might just mean redefining things, maybe not sticking to the same schedule, being more flexible with it. I don't know. I appreciate listening to it, and honestly, I do hear that from people from time to time, but it's helped me a lot as well. It genuinely has, and that's why I'm like, I don't think I want to stop doing it. But I will say I have that's been something that's crossed my mind of like, do you want, like a question of like, do you want to stop? And I don't think I do. I just think I need to think about it differently. That's what it comes down to. Yeah, you got to, you know. Because there's also a part of me that's like, oh, it would be a sort of neat finishing point of like, you finish this thing, oh, that would tie it all up all very nicely. But it's like, yeah, but that's not really a good enough reason to do that. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, we got a lot going on there. And between everything else that's been going on, just, you know, gestures broadly at state of everything, it's a tricky time, you know, to be trying to make the jollies on the internet. Yeah. So yeah, it might be that I'm like, I don't know, is this burnout? I don't know, maybe it is. But it certainly feels more difficult to kind of, yeah. I would also like to, Lucinati, honestly, that's what I've been thinking about, is like, that might be something, but to not, like, just to do it very casually, just to throw it up and just not, basically just to not, like, worry about it. Because I put a lot of, like, even if I'm not doing it consciously, I definitely put a lot of pressure on it as like, oh no, this has to be something, and it's like, it does, maybe it doesn't. Maybe it doesn't. Yeah. Because I think the thing with the art streams that I found is that I'm much less likely to be like, I'm more locked in, so I'm not reading the chat as much. So it's a different kind of thing. But I feel that pressure to be reading the chat, so I don't know. So we'll see. Streaming your job, or are you just polished? Little from column A, little from column B. Little from column A. It's not a job. Yeah. But like, it's not, I don't know that it's big enough to be a job at the moment. So check out when he has a sec. So yeah, I mean, that's the thing. This is what I mean, like reorganizing it and thinking about it differently, you know. Because I have, it's been hard to create stuff like that as well, just because it's just got in my own head about it. During the context, maybe. Yeah, I think it's just trying to like work on that thing, because I definitely feel that. When we've done art streams in the past, I still feel that. I was like, oh, I need to be entertaining, and I like need to work to just kind of let that go, just like not worry about it. I think that's mostly what it is like, I need to just relax about it and not worry about it, you know. And I think by making it less of a priority and less of a thing, then maybe I can do that. I don't know. No, I get it. No, I mean, I do enjoy doing that stuff, and I definitely enjoy doing that and talking about that, and yeah, I think I just like, if I can yeah, get some keys, just jingle. If I can learn to balance that with, you know, not having to be on and just keeping it chill, I think that would probably be a good thing to do. Because I have, oh man, I have stuff that I want to do, that I want to work, like, hold on, it's just over here, just out of reach. More active disrespect from the chat room. Yeah, I need an antagonistic relationship with the chat. That's what we need. But here, so I got this a while ago. Oh, there's a cobweb on there. Not that long ago. But I have a cork board, and this is just some ideas for story, for things, creative projects of some sort. Is there a spoiler on there for anything? No. And some of these I have done a bit of work on. But they're just kind of like starting out ideas, and then the problem is always with me is like, oh, I'll be developing one thing and then or working on something, and then you get to the part where it gets sticky and difficult and you have to push through it, because that's just how it is. And then your brain goes, but what if you did this other thing as well? Or if you did this, like, never mind the sticky difficult part of this, the middle of this thing, what about the new fresh exciting thing that's just like the new idea? And then the same thing just keep, and then you see where the problem is, right? You just keep doing that. for example, something reaching over here for the other thing, which is this, which is thumbnailing some fake video game screenshots with some characters that I did on the whiteboard. Just, yeah. There's characters here. So I have all this stuff that I want to do something with, and I've tried to do something with, but it gets, you know, you get partway through it and it gets, yeah, have new idea, get started, have new idea, get started. Yeah, basically. You need to actually like finish things. That's why I value like finishing things a lot. That's why I'm like, no, we're gonna finish the gauntlet properly, because yeah. I'm like, just in terms of story and things, I love endings, man. Endings are great. I know of people, and you know, if you are one of these people, no shade to you, but I know people who are like, oh, I can't, you know, I'm not gonna read the last chapter because it's too much, and then it will really be over, you know. And if that is you, then you know, no shade to you, but that's not a mindset that I really get. That's not how I experience it. It's like, no, I need to, yeah. Absolute shade to you. No, you're right. Antagonistic relationship with chat. Yeah. So, you know, yeah. So yeah, you know, there are these things that I want to do, and that might be worth putting them up on a stream, or just working on it and just kind of do like the sort of ADHD body doubling but with streams, you know. It's like, well, maybe if I put it up as a stream, I'll actually work on it. I don't know. Co-working era, yeah, maybe. I don't know. I'm thinking like, yeah. Like I said, it's something I'm gonna think about. Like I said, for the moment, we're gonna keep going as we've been going. Keep the same schedule and such until the gauntlet is complete, which means finishing 16. That does not mean finishing 14 in its entirety. I just want to make that clear. It means finishing 16. But once, yeah, and that's probably going to take a while, because you know that game. I don't know how long that game is. How long? Let's go to my good friend howlongtobeat.com, which I've used many times. Final Fantasy 16. Okay. Main story is 38 hours. With extra stuff, it's 59 hours. And if you're doing a completionist run, it's 81.5 hours. Jesus. Now let's see. Quick maths. 38 divided by 3 is about 12.6. So let's round that up to 13. Let's divide that by 3. Well, that wouldn't take that long if it's the minimum. It's like 4 to 5 weeks of streams. Although if we do the main, if we're doing with the extra stuff, it's probably more. Okay, there's definitely more. It's more like 6 or 7 weeks. Yeah, well, that's fine. So it'd still be like a little while before this kicks in, but Yeah, I think it's just, I don't know if it's like accurate. It's mostly just like an average, I guess. Yeah, people submitting their times and they tabulate it and average it and round it up to the nearest half, I guess. Yeah. Yeah. Actually, yeah, they've got in-depth stats, so it's an approximation. It's close enough. 16 is super side quest mandatory. Ah, good to know. Good to know. Okay. So yeah, like I said, this is not really something that's gonna kick in immediately, but it'll still be a little while. But yeah, it probably is. It is something I've been thinking about. So we'll see. But yeah, I mean, man, like I was saying, the online creator space is, I mean, nowhere online is in a particularly great spot at the moment, but like being a hashtag content creator is show me your ID. Oh god, yeah, it's only getting worse. Like every platform hates you in some way. And they want your ID, want to scan your face, they want to do it like, oh god. Like, yeah, so I think, you know, every platform hates you. Yeah. So yeah, it's tough. It's tough. Yeah. So it's mostly just about sort of prioritizing things that, you know, alleviate those kind of problems. I can not worry about it so much. I mean, you know, if you've been here for a while, you know, I've never had the drive or desire or mentality to chase, like, to be on that grind. You know I hate the grind. You know I despise the grind. And like, I hated the grind when I started. I hated the grind in 2015, and the grind has only gotten worse since then. And I am more justified than ever in hating the grind. I don't want to grind, man. The grind of coffee in the grinder. Yeah, I don't want to grind. What about the grinder? Well, that's different. Yeah. That's different. So, yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I've been in between trying to sort through my like stuff I've been dealing with, the general state of the world and mental health and such. There's a lot, man. There's a lot. I know, you know, we're all. It definitely feels like we're all going through it at the moment. To you know, to whatever degree it is, and yeah. You gotta shelter your brain, yes. In fact, there's something that something I've been looking at is maybe finding, you know, some help for mental health things and such. But the one time I did actually have a brief session with a therapist it was through the through the hospital. It was supposed to be to do with the chronic illness counseling sort of thing. But there's something, I had like one session with them as a sort of introductory thing, and unfortunately they never offered any more than that, or it wasn't available. I forget exactly what happened, but I remember following it up and they were like, oh, we can do group chats with all the other people. Like, that's not what I want. But anyway, there's something that the therapist I talked to said that has stuck with me and that is kind of relevant to this. It's like, you know, I had correctly identified that there was a negative part of the brain. I had sort of called it like a goblin or a gremlin that's just yanking the controls and going like, yeah, yeah. And that's like, doom scrolling is like feeding the gremlin. You know, it's all the negative thoughts and all the negative stuff like that. And so, say it's a mind goblin. Mind goblin, geez. Yeah. But anyway, yeah, it's all the negative thoughts and so on. And so I'm like, okay, so I need to not. It was just being. It's simple stuff. It's like, don't feed the negative part of your brain. Like, so don't, you know, recognize when you're feeding it, which is doom scrolling and similar behaviors and so on. You know, recognize that like, oh no, I'm feeding the goblin, I'm feeding whatever. And I got a good grade in therapy, something normal to want and possible to achieve. No, she said it was like, no, that's correct, that's good, that's a good thing to do. Is there a positive thing that you are feeding? And that was like, oh no. It's not enough to just, hey Pix, it's not enough to just not feed the mind goblin. You also have to feed whatever the opposite of that is. Yeah, yep. That was what I was like, oh right, yeah, the mind unicorn, I don't know, the mind bogart. We'll go with the, yeah. Yeah, and I was like, and I've still been trying to find like, okay, I need to remember, I need to actually do that. Yeah, that it did kind of, you know, the mind nilbog, exactly. The mind nilbog. Mind nilbog these nuts? No, that's nothing. So yeah, I think there's got to be a case for that. Waiting for for 7 part 3 news, yeah. So it's very much a case of like, I need to find my way back to, because there's a lot of stuff that I did do that was feeding it, but the state of things and my mental state has meant I've fallen off doing that. I haven't done it as much, so like art and things like that. I need to find my way back to that. And yeah, and sort of feed that part again. And that's where like the D&D or the tabletop sessions really help as well, because they definitely feed that. And yeah, so I might end up incorporating just more of the things that I like to do. Yeah. Especially who needs that momentum. Yeah. Yeah, the momentum is a killer. Like, I have used this metaphor in the past to refer to a bunch of things like mental health, but it's also like, yeah, pursuits where you're like, it's like running over quicksand, right? Which is does require knowing the how quicksand works, which is that it's a non-Newtonian fluid, so the harder you hit it, the harder it gets. But if you run quickly over quicksand, you can actually run over it. You can, the impact of your steps is hard enough to mean you don't sink, Yeah. But as soon as you stop, you just like, and as soon as you stop, you get stuck, and you start to go down, and then you have to work really hard to pull yourself out again, and start running again. Like that's how it goes sometimes. And I think for the past like year or two, or maybe more, I've kind of been a bit stuck. and not for all of it, but you know, yeah. So very much, and when that happens, it's like falling back on just the sort of minimum and the routine, and not doing new, you know, yeah. Yeah, actual quicksand much less prominent than I was told by cartoons, but you know, it is what it is. So yeah, I'm hoping I'll find my way back to some more things to just give myself permission again to be like, no, it's okay. You don't have to make this. Doesn't have to be anything more than something that you enjoy. I think that's what's at the crux of all of this stuff. It's like you can just do this just because, and you don't have to put any extra pressure on yourself to do anything with it, you know. You just need to let it go, man. Be free. But it's hard, especially when, you know, you have a lot of anxiety about everything. So yeah, you know, normal stuff. Oh man, all public access. Oh man, I watched. So that's something I've been doing recently. Is I've been watching, Quinn's Quest over on YouTube, doing RPG reviews, and yeah, I watched the video Quinn's did about public access, and like that sounds pretty cool. Oh man, let me tell you, actually, like, yeah. Oh, so man, I haven't joined up to the Quest Patreon, but it gets more and more tempting because I've listened to all the episodes, the free episodes, that they put out, that is put out on the Quest YouTube channel, and I really enjoyed the Play to Find Out. I'm like, I must have more of this, and that's what's probably going to get me to sub to the Quinn's Quest Patreon, because I'm like, actually, I need more of this. Particularly, actually, I wanted to hear the rest of Nobilis. Oh man, someone hacked Play to Find Out since it takes place in the north. Oh, the true horror. No. We are going to the north. Yeah. I you know, I think I listened to the Sky Realms of Jorun one, and I was like, this is fun. But then let's have a look. Because Doctor Who in the Stone. Oh, a Lost Doctor Who serial? Oh, that's perfect. That is perfect. Oh, yes. Like a hallucinated, potentially real. I definitely remember watching this episode of Doctor Who. That's perfect for public access. Yeah. Yeah. Jorun was fun, but I was like, oh yeah, that's fine. I could slightly take it or leave it a bit more. But when they did Nobilis, I was like, no, I need to know. I need to see what happens next. Toon was the same as Sky Realm, so I'm like, this is fun. But yeah, I'm like, I and then they just put out the Ghostbusters, the Ghostbusters episode which was done live at a convention. That one was a lot of fun. Wait, they just have a list of like. Here's a list of like. What is it like? Well, yeah, like British television things. Alright, what do we got on here? 2000 AD, Bagpuss, Banana Man. Oh yeah, this is just like here's a primer for 80s, 70s TV for you to be nostalgic about. Yeah. This also is just like an excerpt from the British version of Ready Player One. 2000 AD, Bagpuss, Banana Man, BBC Micro, The Bash Street Kids, The Beano, Blackadder, Blake Seven, Blue Peter, CFAX, Charles and Di's Wedding, Children of the Snows, Chucklevision, Cities of Gold, The Clangers, Commodore 64, The Dandy, Danger Mouse, Dennis the Menace. Did you know that there's a recent-ish Danger Mouse reboot cartoon and that it's apparently not that bad? I didn't know that until a little while ago. Dan, Doctor Who. What else? Oh, the family. Yeah. When is it from? Hold on. Danger Mouse. They've done it like the most recent one. Let's have a look. Wikipedia will tell me. Oh, okay. I said recent-ish. It's recent compared to the original. Sorry, yeah. I only say recent because I found out about it recently, but apparently it was from 2015 to 2019, so it's not that recent. I guess that 2019 is now 7 years ago, so yeah, it's not. Fuck. I guess I should have said modern. Anyway. That's a great, like, very UK, very well done conversion of. Yeah, that's great. What else is on it? The Family Nest. Oh god, I haven't thought about that in years. Oh my god. Generation Game. Guess Who? Oh man. Home and Away. There's just one here that's indie kids and goths hanging out in the town square. Like, do they not do that anymore? News round, Judge Dredd, jumpers for goalposts. See, no mention of Get Your Own Back or Art Attack. What are we doing here? What are we doing here? Hey Lamb, we're talking about all sorts, but also just like the state of the channel, and how I want to reprioritize things once the gauntlet is done. Anyway, man, yeah. See, is Noel's house party in here? Yeah, there it is. Only Fools and Horses. Sooty and Sweet, yeah. I like in all of the different shows and British references for like the public access hack. There's one that's just labeled Terry Wogan. It's just Terry Wogan. It's not like the shows or like Points of View or whatever. So no, just Terry Wogan. Quickly now. Must Wogan all impressions. Widespread. Yes, you too can experience the 70s, 80s popular culture of Britain with Terry Wogan and widespread unemployment. Oh yeah, no mention of Aquila. Oh man, Aquila was my shit. School children or teenage lads find an ancient Roman spaceship in the woods. It was really good. I don't know if it holds up, but I remember enjoying it. Visibility, and now for something completely different. You got Fallout AC Super Tergo Maquila. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I swear, like, if I did, I mean, this would be funny to do as an RPG session. And I'm like, and I could include as like a potentially fake thing, something that I think is real, but that everyone I've explained it to, nobody knows. No one. I have not found anyone else who's ever seen it, but I'm pretty sure it's real. I'm just gonna check. Yes. Okay. Wikipedia tells me that it exists. Which is the animated series, the 1997 animated series Prince of Atlantis. And it exists. It has a Wikipedia page. It had one season of 26 episodes, and nobody else remembered it. I don't think anybody else watched it. But it was on CBBC. I remember it. For some reason, I have strong memories of it, but nobody else does. And it was about, you know, in the Bermuda Triangle is the Atlantis, and there's the last of the Atlanteans, and they're protecting Atlantis or whatever. Yeah. Be like, yes, that's a legit thing. Oh, Mystic Knights of Tir Na Nog. Yeah, I remember that. Well, I remember that it exists. I don't remember much about it from the time. I have since watched videos that are about it. And how kind of wild it is. Because it's like... Yeah, it's Irish Power Rangers. It's also like they did not have... It's not like Power Rangers in that they had a bunch of Sentai costumes or a bunch of Sentai footage that they repurposed for a different show. No, they filmed it all. It was all done, you know. It was done. It was all original, but that meant it was all original on like a children's TV budget in the 90s, and they couldn't save money by licensing Super Sentai footage. So it's kind of not that was ever like Power Rangers stuff was ever particularly high budget, I guess, but it's a bit wonky, you know. And a lot of it is filmed on tape in like, you know, the countryside, the sort of dismal grey, possibly Irish countryside. I can't remember if they actually filmed there or not. So some of it doesn't particularly hold up, but then a lot of television from that era doesn't. Marion and her Merry Man Nightmare. Yeah, okay, this I'm just looking at this list again, and okay, so it skews towards the 80s, and I think some of the things I'm like, why isn't this on here? That's maybe more 90s, like Art Attack, Get Your Own Back. Trying to think, what else should be on, you know. Biker Grove. What? Why get out of my... I'm taking up useless space in my brain. Biker Grove theme. Get out of here. Biker Grove. Actually, yeah, this mentions the miners' strike, so yeah, that's very much the 80s. I tell you what, though, must play Newcastle got until fear. Yeah. I tell you what, though, actually, this does relate to something I've been doing. So, one of the things I've been working on but I had an idea for an RPG campaign, but it's not for freaking not for public access. But so I've been, working on campaign ideas for tabletop stuff. We're still in the midst of the Fabula Ultima campaign, although we're reaching we're heading towards some, some final act type stuff soonish. But I've been developing stuff. I've been thinking, I want to do a Wild Sea game for a little bit, so doing stuff for that. But I've also, so for a while, I wanted to do a Changeling game, but specifically Changeling the Dreaming, not the Lost, just because I think I like the themes of the Dreaming more. Dreaming, yeah. Less interested in the doing the Lost, because Lost is about, you were a mortal person who was kidnapped by the Fae, and then you come back different, so you are kind of, it has more to do with trauma and things like that. Whereas the Dreaming, Changing the Dreaming is a game about how do you hold on to whimsy and wonder in a world that is determined to take it away from you. And for some reason, I'm really interested in that right now. For some inexplicable, strange reason, that seems appealing at the moment. I don't know. But anyway, I've been trying. Yeah, I know. Oh, I'm sad now. The Changeling experience. But I've been trying to put together an idea of well, I want to do this, but I don't have an idea. I don't have a way into this. And I got one from playing Warframe of all things. So my campaign idea is Changeling 1999, that takes place over the year of 1999. So, the idea would be that we follow the group of changelings from January the 1st to December 31st. And, things happen in the meantime. And that really helped put it all together. So I have been doing, looking into late 90s culture of the UK, other stuff, what was going on in the late 90s. I mean, I was there, but I don't remember. Well, I remember things like Power Rangers and Mystic Knights and Aquila, and I also am trying to sift through what, when I think, oh, I remember this, no, that was early 2000s. I mean, yeah, when is the world not ending in World of Darkness? Yeah. And it's also it is a World of Darkness game, and it has its whole lore and setting. I also would be probably best just to consider it its own thing rather than trying to wrap it into all the other stuff, because ostensibly all of the World of Darkness stuff can work with each other, but it doesn't. It's not what I want to do. Yeah, what do I so I have a pretty bare bones Obsidian document with it all in, but it also has potential spoilers, so I'm not going to put it on the screen. But yeah, no, I've been using Obsidian quite a bit recently. That's all ND's fault. NDD20. When he would bust that out during a Warframe video and be like, I've got to make notes. I must make notes. Write it down. Yeah, I mean, I've had a copy of it for a while. I just never figured out how to make use of it, really. And after basically seeing Andy do it, I was like, oh, I can do okay, sure, we'll do that. Yeah. So yeah, but I have that, so I have, like a sort of references, and so I've looked up, like, I've realized I've been doing a lot of this sort of early stage of prep for it, is like, what is the soundtrack to this campaign? What, like, late 90s music what late 90s music shall I use? What was it's interesting to also look at, like, what was number one, what were the number one hits of 1999, and there's like Backstreet Boys, Ricky Martin, who else? Oh yeah. Mambo number 5, S Club 7. They had a number one apparently. Yep. This is like, I was looking at the UK number ones. And Bewitched. Yeah, that's right. Oh god, right. Eiffel 65's Blue was number one in September of, at some point of September. Bit of an S Club girly. I mean, so does anyone, so being an S Club girly picks, you will surely remember the S Club TV series that existed, right? They basically had like a sitcom or whatever it was that was both. Wait, there was more than one? Ah. Oh. I may have just merged them together in my memory. Don't know. I swear there was like magical realism where like someone just like disappeared at the end of time travel. That's what it was. Yes, time travel. Yes. Yeah, it was a wild time. They went back to the 50s. Oh, this vaguely feels familiar. Yeah. I was just gonna say, was there a diner involved? And there was. They ran an American diner. Man, yeah, that was wild. So yeah, apparently they had a number one with Bring It All Back in June. So, yeah. Yeah, some things are early thousands to 1999, or something early 90s wouldn't be as relevant in 1999, like grunge. Yeah, I figure though, at least with that stuff, like, it might not be as popular, but it will exist. Something will be, I can have a grunge track in there, and it will not be anachronistic, in the sense that someone was probably listening to it, even though this is 1999 and not 1993. But I can't, for example, have. I don't know what's a good. It's a good example. Yeah, I can't, for example, play "In the End," by Linkin Park, because that came out in 2000. That's strictly off the table. So yeah, but no, it's actually been really enjoyable just going in and like, because I've done this before when we did Vampire we did Victorian Vampire in London, or in Lewisham specifically, and I did a bunch of Last Drop Club stuff. Yeah, I did a bunch of research into like what was going on in the local area, what was the what was happening at that time, what was the and was there anything I could use? And there was, like, there was the, you know, the church and the recently constructed, like, different thing. It was, and to be honest, the Victorian Vampire supplement from original World of Darkness was very helpful for all of that. But I actually really enjoyed that. Like, that was really interesting. And there's something Quinn said in one of his, I forget, is it it might be in the public access video, the public access, is it in that one? But it's where he talks about, like, there's a lot of value in having a really specific setting for your RPG, the specificity, so that, you know, you are telling a specific story. And it's like, yeah, you know, and doing this sort of historically, it's just a little bit of history. It is that one. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. So yeah, you know. Yeah, scope being tight can be helpful. So yeah. Second album was in 1999. Yes, but when in 1999? That's the thing. June. Okay. So I can put that in the calendar events for June. You know, Limp Bizkit's second album releases. Well, what I was looking into recently, like, there was a lot of stuff about the rave scene in the UK. Like, if we're talking UK, what music was big in the UK? Electronic music. Like, in the late 90s, there was a lot of electronic music, you know, rave scene, EDM. Yeah, it was, rave was huge. You had stuff like Prodigy, like, yeah. All this electronic stuff. So, and like, I had an idea for, like, there might end up being an NPC, or maybe, I don't know, might be someone might do this as a PC, but I'm like, oh yeah, you can definitely have like a satyr, like, DJ at like a rave scene, you know, electronic stuff as an acoustic cover band of Daft Punk. Nice. Yeah. Oh, close out every, as children close out every night with it. Okay. Oh yeah, I was gonna say, I don't think I sent it to you, Len, but I did find there was a video I watched recently because I was looking into this and it was recommended. That was about how a joke sound defined the 90s rave, which is about the Hoover sound. Yeah. And how that came to be as a sort of joke sound on a Japanese synthesizer that then got used. Yeah, it's from, what is it? What's the channel? What's the channel name? Mixed Signals on YouTube. Let's Clint Eastwood vibes. Oh yeah. But yeah, I've been finding like, it's been really interesting digging into this stuff, and like, also because I've also been digging into what the internet was like. This is also something that like was inspired by Warframe 1999, because in Warframe 1999 you have a group chat that's very well realized, like off-brand instant messenger. Yeah, but it's slightly, I don't know, I was trying to find out, it's slightly anachronistic because it's not MSN Messenger, because MSN Messenger did not come out until I think it was 2000 or 2001. I looked at it, but in 1999 you would have had AIM or Yahoo Messenger. MSN Messenger did not come out, I'm just going to check, did not come out until 2001. So it's not that. Yeah, AOL, Yahoo for America, AIM, ICQ for Europe. Exactly. I'm like, I'm trying. That's the thing. It's that level of specificity. It's like, no, it's not MSN. It's not AOL. It's not Yahoo. It's AIM, ICQ. You probably still had some Usenet groups kicking around as well, because although Usenet was like early 90s. Online forums, yeah, there are online forums existing by now. Although PHBB wouldn't come out until 2002. I think it was 2002. Or PHPBB or whatever it is. No, 2000. Sorry, 2000. That wouldn't release until 2000. So, and the forums I remember using were definitely PHPBB forums. But that wouldn't exist until 2000. But you would have web forums that were just not PHPBB forums. You had early forums at that point. Like, I genuinely did some research into this. So yeah, you had it was there. It was very basic, very rudimentary, nothing like it is nowadays. First release, it had AIM integration without AOL's involvement. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. I'm just seeing this down on the wiki page. It says AOL continually tried to block Microsoft from having access to their service until eventually the feature was removed, and it's not resurfaced in later versions. They did this by exploiting a buffer overflow bug in AIM, which caused it to execute a bit of machine code sent by the server. When it runs, it determines if the client is AIM and sends a message back to verify the client. Wow, that's wild that they were trying to do that. That's, yeah, wow, that's crazy. Yikes. Damn. So yeah, I've been looking into whoa. Yes, integration. It's like, yeah, it's not great that they can use a buffer overflow bug in AOL Instant Messenger to execute machine code. That's not great. Anyhow. So yeah, but I've been looking into that, and then I need to do some more look into what the subcultures were, because I probably want to set it in the UK. In fact, I definitely want to set it in the UK. Whether that's in London or just in the UK in general, but in the UK, yeah, what the subcultures were, what was going on. Because in 1999 I would have been 11. To very explicitly date myself. So I was not, I was not doing, I was not in any subcultures. I was, just barely, not even really, or just at the end of primary school. Oh, there you go. Ah. Oh God, Guardian website, shut up. No, I don't want to do that. There it is. Oh. Ah. Oh, what the heck? Okay. This article starts out with a 1950s teenage hoodlums from outer space. Yeah, the history of British youth culture. Yeah. When was this written? This article is more than 26 years old. Jesus. Oh, this was actually... Oh, this was written in 1999. This was written in December 1999. There you go. Look at that. What movies were out? Well, I know that... In fact, I wrote this on the calendar. Oh, sorry. Oh, sorry. You said from 1999. I misread that. I didn't read that. Yeah, sorry. I skipped over that part. In fact, I put it on the calendar that, in fact, yes, The Matrix came out in March of 1999. So, you know, that was a pretty significant event. This was written... Oh, this was written December 1999, so they could have talked about it. But yeah. Well, this was back before Red Pill and Blue Pill became what it is today, when it was just a reference to a movie. What a simpler times. BBC Bytes have a page teaching kids what life was like for children in the 90s. Oh no. Can you imagine children who didn't have a phone in your pocket? Didn't even have a... Oh, perfect. The internet was invented in the 90s. The Channel Tunnel was opened in 1994. Yes, it was. Yeah. What were toys then? Oh, Tamagotchis. Yep. Yep. I mean, Tamagotchis are making a comeback. Teletubbies. The Spice Girls. Yep. Coins and stickers for the Olympics. Yeah, yeah. Oh, the Pokemons. Yeah. I mean, obviously this is aimed at, you know, young children, but there's also another one, like, there's, okay, so they've clearly, there's a whole series of these, there's like from the 30s, but it goes all the way up until the 2010s. So what did they do in the 2010s? 2012 Olympics, yeah, that did happen. Surely. I mean, wasn't that different, was it? I don't know. I'm just gonna read it. Does this make sense? What does this say? Britain led the way in... This is from a passage from that article. What did he say? The last bit, yeah. It's interesting. Today, okay, this is the last thing, yeah. There are plenty of new genres of music, but they don't have such visible subcultures affiliated to them. Even something as recent as 80s dance music and rave culture, after its initial smiley face ecstasy-fueled unity, fragmented into a multitude of subgenres with no definable set of cultural attributes. Despite society's constant attempts to regulate youth culture, perhaps the main cause of its demise in recent years is the extension of adolescent behavior until death by the Adinas and Patsies of this world. Absolutely fabulous reference. For those who may not know, the AbFab. Youth culture is now just another lifestyle choice in which age has become increasingly irrelevant. Interesting conclusion. I don't know that I necessarily agree with that, but then, you know, I was there, but I wasn't paying attention. to all of that. Although this is kind of like right before, I don't know, was it right before? But like, because it feels like what's, you know, subculture is starting to get more fragmented. Yeah, I guess suppose that does make sense. Yeah. It feels like it was right before sort of mainstream tried to appeal to tried to actually monetize youth culture. Because there's a whole bunch of that going on nowadays. Like that was not happening. Yeah. I'm dropping things. Yeah. They've been trying to. I suppose, yeah, trying to monetize it, but I guess there's just more of it. Excuse me. I suppose that's true. Realize with teens from a viable demographic that had money, had children and adults, no weird middle stage. That's true, yeah. I think I mentioned it. Yeah. Ah, yes. Yeah. Was it? Yeah. The opening paragraph to this article, like, they blast the flesh off humans, teenage hoodlums from another world on a horrendous rig on rampage. So ran the promotion for the 1959 film Teenagers from Outer Space, in the days when teenagers were viewed by grown-ups as deviant, difficult, and scary. Boy, sure glad those days are over. Yep. Culture's inability to actually understand teens and keeping up with them historically, yeah. It's something I see with, like, yeah. Basically stops at raves. Yeah, that's yeah. Maybe there was more going on. I mean, I'm sure there was more going on, but I guess that's the dominant thing, right? In the UK at the time was rave culture. Grime? Oh, okay. Well, 2000s. Well, that's no help to me. It's too late. Grime is the latest thing. But yeah, I know, you know, I'm determined to not repeat the mistakes of generations past when it comes to this sort of thing. Because, you know, you see that where people like, I see it, you see it now from millennials online, you know, or even Gen Z or whatever, like I don't understand the youth. What's all this ridiculous nonsense? What's all this about? It's like you weren't also, like, we have documented proof online of the ridiculous nonsense that we did. Stop it. Yeah. Like, it's, you know, when people are like, I don't get this meme. Like, yeah, you're not supposed to. Now you sound exactly like your parents. Yeah. Like, So now it's like, what's this meme? What's this? Oh, 6-7. What's all that? I'm like, I don't know, man. I just let it wash over you, you know. Just like, don't try to understand it. Just let it be. If I don't understand it, that's fine. I'm not gonna get mad about it. That's the thing I think that gets me. It's like, yeah, I don't get this. That's fine. It's not for me. Ooh, like cybergoths. Ah, yes, yes, indeed. Peak Late Night. Oh yeah, I'm just doing a quick look up. Yeah, yeah. I mean, okay. A lot of the. If I just put 90s in there. Ah, yes. I mean, a lot of the stuff I look up is like modern cybergoths. Yeah, yeah, cybergoths were goths who were into raves. Yeah, pretty much. Yep. Well, I mean, look, the rave scene is perfect for a bunch of changelings, let's be honest. Oh, CyberGoth 2077. I mean, that would be a much better game. Let's be honest. Yeah. Does it mean nothing? The whole point is an inability to accept that and insisting on asking. Exactly. Oh, I guess it is. I guess there are a lot of dreads, yeah. I had not looked particularly closely. But yeah, I guess those are... Okay, one of them is just like a whole bunch of belt loops or belts stuck in their hair instead of dreads. Yeah, nobody said that the 90, you know, that it was without its issues. There's also some mohawks and like a lot of goggles as well. I'm seeing a lot of goggles. I mean, there is nothing more 90s than questionable fashion choices. Let's be honest. Whoops. No. But what do the goggles? The goggles do nothing. Probably a lot of very specific drugs too. Yeah, exactly. I like the one thing I searched, so like image search. There's someone like, oh, vintage cybergoth jewelry, and it's literally just two clear plastic yellow mini discs. Oh god, lad culture. Yeah, it would be. Yeah. Oh. Speaking of questionable things from the 90s. I mean, a little more than questionable, but mad lad. This is when the Brits were this is when we were developing top bants, you know. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that's kind of yeah. Top bands R&D, yeah, exactly. No. Yeah. So yeah, and as for how much we would go into all these various things, it would depend a lot on what characters people would want to play for that, but you know, keeping a lot of that stuff in mind. Yeah. Ronan Keating's forever on the radio. Yeah. Oh god. casuals and lads football hooligans who wear designer brands. I mean, you're not. Yeah, yeah. Yes, The Mummy. Yeah. Wait, was that 99? Hold on, was it? Oh, it was. Yeah, it certainly was. When? Oh, May. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, no. Matrix was in March, and it was in May. Godzilla was 1998. I remember that very much. Like, Godzilla was definitely 98. Sixth Sense, Blair Witch, Wild Wild West. Yeah, there was a man. There were, for better and worse, there were a lot of iconic movies. I think maybe, maybe it. What? Yeah. What else? What do I have? Anything else written down in there? Wow, wow, West. Oh yeah. Wow. Not been until 2003. Bop. Remind myself. Yeah. Yeah. Right. Yeah. It was not Rebel. Yeah. Legislation came into. Yes, the lingering effects of Thatcherism. I mean, we're technically still dealing with that. Yeah. Oh wow. Very comprehensive. Wait, where does this go back to? Wait, this goes back. Oh, interesting. I did not expect the timeline of LGBTQ history in the British Isles Wikipedia article to start in the 1st century. But, fair play to them. I didn't think they were going to go that far back, but alright. I guess it's all the history. The memes and the rave scene is just a whole thing. There's TikTok like the thing to sample drum and bass circles. Yeah. That reminds me of when people took the sample from the University Challenge clip. It's like where they're asking a question. It's like what genre of electronic music? Blah, blah, blah. It's like drum and bass. It's like I can't accept drum and bass. We need jungle, I'm afraid. Which is the perfect hook for your jungle track. It's so good. Yeah. I mean, let's have a look. Jungle music to get glory to. I mean, my thing is I will listen to like music that is either like jungle, breakcore adjacent, or that is straight up like jungle in gaming mix, because that's the other like interesting like crossover, is that a lot of the like jungle and drum and bass became like PlayStation, the sound of the PlayStation, and so a lot of video games from that era just have a drum and bass or like jungle soundtrack. Yeah, it's all Wipeout's fault. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, I do need to watch you mentioned it before, I need to watch the No Clip Wipeout doc. Yeah. What game came out in 1999? Great soundtrack. Yeah. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater. Of course. The first one. I mean, that's actually how you oh yes, it's got music. Pick it up. Yeah, Pro Skater 2 is the one that yeah. But let's see. I need to find the soundtrack. Cultural impact. Yeah. Let's have a look. What was on that? So yeah, okay, let's see. Track list from Tony Hawk's Pro Skater. You've got Dead Kennedys, Police Truck, Ernie's Here and Now, Even Rude, Vilified, Goldfinger, Superman. That's the one I know that one. Primus, Jerry Was a Race Car Driver, Speed Dealer, Screamer, Nothing to Me, Suicidal Tendencies, Psycho Vision, Suicide Machines, New Girl, Unsane Committed, Vandals, Eurobarge. Okay, I only know, the only one of those I know is Superman, yeah. Oh yeah, Half-Life, yeah. Yep. Counter-Strike, yeah. I'm gonna look something up. Hold on a minute. What? Okay. Main series of games. Ocarina of Time came out in 1998. See what other 1998, so yeah, only the year before. GTA 2 was 99. Yeah, that would have been very big. Let's see what it was. 1998 video games. I mean, there's gonna be so many. FF8, yeah, true. 94 to 98 from Doom to Half-Life, yeah, went crazy. Oh, Gold and Silver, isn't it? Okay, well. Although, Pokemon Red, Blue, and Yellow. Okay, let's see. Released internationally in 1998 and 1999. So Red and Blue. Yeah, so okay, yeah. Yeah, okay. Pokemon was released in late 1998. There you go. So actually, yeah, Pokemon would have been freaking massive at the time. I believe. Pokemon TCG would be prime time? Probably. I mean, I remember, oh, it's here somewhere, but I have my original Pokemon Blue cartridge. I mean, I have a Pokemon TCG, and I remember Pokemon cards. I remember trading with them and so on, but release. Here we go. Okay. Okay. No, so okay. So actually, specifically, then, okay. Red and Blue eventually released in North America September 28th, 1998. Received well by audience for the Victory franchise. Same versions were later released in Australia later in 1998. Europe on the October 5th, 1999. Okay. So it would have been October 99 when Pokemon was released for for us over here. So not until October. I mean, we can you know, I wonder if I can tie some of these releases into events, you know. It's you know, Pokemon the movie was 98. Then when did the Transformers movie come out? 1987. I don't know. Am I right? Oh, I was so close. 1986. Almost. Off by one. Set in the distant future of 2005. Yeah. Of traumatized children for you. Well, not from that, but from, well, plenty of other stuff. God. I remember getting a Mew from a friend of mine who somehow had a cartridge that had like 6 Mews on it. I don't know what she did. I can't remember. Like, there was some. I don't think she like hacked it, but she had something where she was like trading them out to everybody. I don't remember. That was back when you had to physically connect the Game Boys together. Action Replay, oh, probably, yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, this is why we look into all of this stuff and it just keeps going. You have a very specific setting and then suddenly everything kind of falls out of it, you know. You can tie all this stuff in as well. So, you know, the way Changeling the Dreaming works, or at least a lot of it, is like, you know, you gain power and glamour from the dreams of mortal minds and creativity and imagination and that sort of thing. So the release of Pokemon, for example, suddenly a burst of glamour. I don't know. Ebb and flow of these things. And the campaign of the characters go to the Pokemon movie on January 1st. But yeah. No, I definitely yeah. More interested in the dreaming because it's has more to do with trying to hold on to the wonder of things. It's like in its original form, because I would probably use Changeling 20 for it. In its original form, Changeling the Dreaming, you're playing like young teens, and like any changeling who's older than like 20 is ancient, because they very quickly succumb to banality and become normal, boring people. Changeling 20th does change that so that it's a lot, you know, it's you have a wider range of typical sort of things to pick from. But yeah, it's always about, like, you know, because in Changeling you are constantly under the threat of, well, succumbing to either banality or bedlam, I think is what they call it. Banality being like, you know, just being normal and boring, and banality being Bedlam being like having no ties to the real world and fully giving in to the chaotic randomness of the dreaming. And so you're trying to balance on that knife edge of like keeping that part of you alive, but not succumbing to banality, but not abandoning the people that you care about in the real world, but also not abandoning your connection to your, you know, your Fae life, and you know, all of that sort of stuff. Yeah. Very much caught between two worlds. And again, this is something like that's, you know, hey, hello. But this is like a game that's going to be, it's a home game of Changeling. I don't, you know, I basically, when we've done like tabletop stuff on the channel before, it's been very specifically, oh, I'm going to set out to do this as a couple of one-shots or a few little things. But I remember I resolved a long time ago, like, I'm not making the home games or into content. I'm not doing that. I don't ever really want to do that. Update. Yeah, the update basically being that I'm gonna once I'm finished with the Final Fantasy Gauntlet, I'm gonna be reprioritizing the stream, and and I don't know what that's gonna look like, but things might change. We might do different types of streams, might do less streams, might do streams at different times. I might do more streams. I don't know. But basically, the Final Fantasy Retro Gauntlet, as we go through all of them and make my way to Final Fantasy 16 now, that's going to be kind of the last stretch of like the regular schedule. And then after that, I'm gonna things might look different. I don't know. I don't know exactly in what form. No, it didn't, in fact. It has nothing to do with 14. The world did. It's everything else, in fact. So it's not to do with that. I've been enjoying 14. There's been quite a lot of it. Oh man, got all that nice stuff. So yeah, once, you know, we're gonna change things up around here, and reprioritize things. And I think it's a case of I can feel myself just in general. Yeah, not in terms of a 14 burnout, but just in general. Again, it has nothing to do with 14. It genuinely doesn't. It's not because of that, but a general kind of content burnout. And I can see it coming. I'm not there yet. I still want to keep going and finish the gauntlet. But I can see it coming. So I'm getting ahead of it, kind of. I'm trying to make sure that I don't, you know, fully burn out and stop and sink into the quicksand, you know? I mean, I called it the gauntlet for a reason. I knew it was going to be a big undertaking. I knew what I was signing up for. Yeah. So I need to, you know, I can see it coming, and I'm like, I can see the burnout coming, and I'm like, okay, we need to stop before we need to rebalance things before we get there. And sometimes I feel like they have the imposter syndrome about the burnout. It's like, well, you're streaming for like 2.5 to 3 hours 3 times a week. Like, that's not, compared to some people, that's not that much. What do you mean? But it's like, yeah, but I know, and I know that that's a silly thing to think. Like, that's not a helpful or sensible thing to think, but it crops up from time to time. But yeah, it is there. It's just that with everything that's going on, you know. Yeah. So yeah, I have been thinking about it for a while, and I like I said earlier, I asked myself the question of like, I did consider like, do I want to keep going in some form? Do I want to of this? You know, do I want to stop it? And I don't. I think I've come to the conclusion that I don't. I don't want to stop doing this completely. I still want to do something, but it might just look different, and I might take it. I don't know how serious. I don't know how to quantify how seriously I take it at the moment, but it would be less so. Just letting myself relax about it, you know, and not getting so wrapped up in it and wound up about what's going on and what is and isn't working, and yeah. Just to relax about it and reprioritize things. Yeah. Because there's still stuff I want to do, there's still streams I want to do, but I don't have to feel like I'm trying to rush through it and get it out there. So I have to keep the pace going, I have to keep the thing, you know what I mean. Because we've been, as I said at the start, we've been at this for a long time. Hello Kitty Island Adventure. Oh no. Yeah. That's for a long time, and I'm still treating it in a way that I think is not that hasn't been helping for a bit. So I think I just need to, you know, take it easier. Not put so much pressure on myself. I mean, I need to do that in general, because that's part of a huge, that just affects everything. But I'm in that kind of, I'm in that unfortunate situation where sometimes with the way my brain works, that's the only way to get anything done. Which is not great. Like, some of you may relate to this, but like, sometimes, and you know, I will I'll leave everything to the last minute because that's the only time that my brain will let me do things. You know, it's like it takes the anxiety. It takes the anxiety of stuff to work up to do it. Hey, Red. Yeah. What's up? Yep. Very yep. So yeah. We're talking about fun things like mental health now. It's fine. I was just chatting about the future of things here on the stream and how I'm gonna reprioritize everything after the Retro Gauntlet is done. I'm not stopping, but I'm reprioritizing. Yeah, that's the very, very TLDR. But yeah, when you have the brain that is like that seems to need anxiety to achieve productivity, that's not great. And that's certainly not great if you see the stream as or something like this as something as a kind of type of productivity, right? Rather, you know, if something you need to be productive at, you know. Yeah, it's the fact, you know, that's the thing. It's often about managing it better, and I'm trying to do that. Yeah, I'm working on that as well, because it's been a long time coming to get diagnosis and help of some kind. It's funny because it's like because for me, it's not like I do my best work under Pants Shitting Terror. That's the only time It's not exactly, but like it feels like that's the only time that I do work. That's where it becomes a problem. You're like, oh, you mean I can't actually work on something unless I have an immediate impending deadline? And it will get done, but I will be stressed about it the entire time? Oh. Cool. I mean, this goes back to like, there's a really clear example of where that screwed me up at university, where I left a report or I don't know, some piece of coursework, right until the end, and so I was frantic. I was staying up all night. But I was working my ass off, and I did it, and I got it done. The problem was that my brain gave me the dopamine reward for finishing it and not handing it in. So I forgot to hand it in until after the deadline. Because I was like, I've done it. I've completed the task. But the task was completing the report, not handing it in. And that was, yeah. So I only got half marks for that because I did not didn't submit it on time, despite the fact that I pulled out all the stops to actually get it done. So yeah. Yeah, exactly. Do better job if I actually use the entire deadline instead of doing it mid breakdown. Yeah. Started making it, had a breakdown, bon appetit. Yeah. So yeah, my hope is that by like reprioritizing things and like, I guess I would say taking it less seriously, or I can relax about the stream and just have fun with it. Not that it's not fun, it is, but you know what I mean. That's my hope. But for the moment, we'll continue doing. I'm also stubborn, so I'm like stubbornly like, no, I have started this, so I must finish it, and I do want to finish it. So we'll keep going with we'll finish 16, and then try some things out. And I think also just like trying other things, because it's always a problem of like, oh, I'm doing this new thing and it has to fix everything, or this has to. Our brain loves to jump to conclusions, you know. To skip to the end, to spiral out into either, you know, the ways this could go right, or but usually the ways this could go wrong. And also sometimes my brain will, sorry, but my brain will spiral into the way that things will go right and see that as a problem, because then it becomes about keeping what you have. Because God, a really common thought that goes through my brain is like, what if you do this really well and then people expect you to be able to do it again and you don't know if you can? that is a really common thought that I have, which is, yeah, I don't know. And that's the kind of thing that stops me from getting started on things. It's not even like, what if I can't do it? It's like, what if I can? And then there's an expectation that I do it again, but I can't do it again. It's yeah, it's a whole thing. It's a whole thing, man. Oh, first take, final minute. Have time. Voice give out for the first take, so we can do a second take. So we've got some slices, can record it. Oh. So yeah, we'll see what it ends up being. Don't know how much of a difference it's gonna. If there's gonna be like in the immediate, aftermath of the Retro Gauntlet, but I don't know. Oh, the warm-up things go bad when you don't do it. Yeah. I think I can tell when things are like. I think I have noticed that when things are going better, or when I'm in like a better mental state, I'm more. I give myself more time to do things, I think. Because I was thinking back to like D&D prep and so on, and how the big campaign that we did starting, God, was it I think it was end of 2018, or might have been 2019. I don't know. Maybe I don't remember. Anyway, I did a whole bunch of world building. I built my own. I did a whole world build for my setting and the people and all the stuff in it, and went deep on these NPCs and all these things. And recently, I have not had the same energy to do all of that, and so things get left to a bit of last-minute prep. Thankfully, I've been doing this for long enough that I can get away with last minute prep more often, but I just find like, oh yeah, yeah. I think that's a symptom of just the state of things. It's like, oh yeah, if I was in a better place, better place mentally, I would probably have more energy for this, but yeah. It's the way, it's an indicator. Not saying my lack of GM prep time is a recession indicator, but yeah, it's all tied to the same stuff, really. Because aside from all the stuff I mentioned, that my own specific things, it is, it's hard. It's hard making anything right now. Whatever that is. Even just doing normal stuff. It's more difficult than it's been. And we've been through a lot in the last 5 or 6 years. Sort of just in general. We're dealing with a lot of stuff that we've been through. Collectively and individually. So yeah, it's yep. A lot going on that takes up mental energy. Yeah, mental bandwidth is spent on a lot of other things these days. Yeah. So yeah, basically I'm trying to make things easier on myself. So yeah, I hope that everyone that you'll be okay with all of that, because I'm gonna do this. This is something I think I need to do, and this is not gonna be the end, if I can help it, of streams, but it's gonna mean that things are probably gonna change and gonna look different. And if you want to stick around for that, then be happy to have you. If it's not what you want to come here to watch, then that's also totally cool, and I'm gonna be okay with that. Yeah. Anyhow. Okay. It is 7:42. I think it's probably time for me to get some food. I've been here for just over 2 hours. 2 hours of yapping. Pretty EP today, and I mentioned lack of sleep. So yeah. Like I said, I'm still going to take it easy for this week, but I will be back tomorrow with something. We'll do some games. Maybe I might do, I don't know, we'll see how I feel. I might do 14 stuff, or I might do something else. I've been playing a lot of this game demo. I thought I might play it today, but we didn't get it. We just ended up yapping, which is fine. I've been playing the demo of Lootbound a lot, and that's a lot of fun. So I might do that tomorrow, just for shits and giggles. And yeah, I think what I want to do is do stuff like that this week, and next week we're going to get started with 16. I know we talked about doing the patches, but I want to move on to 16, and then I'll come back to 14 when I feel like it. So that's the plan for now. And yeah, thanks for hanging out and listening to me yap on and yapping about all sorts of stuff, and yeah, especially talking about all this stuff, which does help, and I appreciate everyone being here and chatting about it. So thank you for that, and yeah, thanks for hanging out. And yeah, thanks for being here, everybody. Genuinely, like, one of the things that makes that really helps with all of this stuff when it's difficult, when you're not feeling it, genuinely the thing that helps the most is you guys being here and just, you know, being good to chat to. So I appreciate it so much. Certainly after all this time, people still being here. Yeah. All right. Well, before we get too high, I'll call it here. Oh, and I'll see you all around. And yeah, onwards to 16 for next week of streams. Tomorrow we'll be back with some games, and I hope you'll join me for that. In the meantime, please take care of yourselves and take care of each other. I'll be around the usual places you can find me. Bye for now.